Boros Reckoner, Restoration Angel, Thundermaw Hellkite. He has 4 Boros Charms in his deck, along with 3 Searing Spear, 4 Turn and Burn, 4 Pillar of Flame, and 2 copies of Ral Zarek, a card that we have not seen hit play very often in this format.
Oof. Garruk Primal Hunter hits play against a Mana Light tapped out opponent. That cannot be good for Andy Burden. Adam Jansen on the right, a Pro Tour veteran. I believe he has 12 Pro Tours under his belt, but the last one was 14 years ago.
So it looks like Andy does have a Boros Charm, so he's going to be able to deal with that. He's going to be able to deal with the Garruk, at least this turn. And all he's going to have to contend with is a 3/3 Beast token. So not the worst shape for him right here, but obviously not ideal for a blue, red, white player.
Now, if you have been following Adam, you might remember in Milwaukee, he was the champion of the Legacy portion. And that was, I believe, 3 or 4 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah.
And he played Sneak and Show in that. Now, Blood Crypt comes into play, 2 life for Adam Jansen. That makes him have 6 mana.
You're going to see a Rakdos return, perhaps? Or maybe he's just playing around Syncopate. Thragtusk. Is that it?
It looks like he is playing around Syncopate.
So this would be a great turn for Andy, actually, because he has a clone in his hand. So it kind of works out for Andy here if he's able to clone this Thragtusk. Gains a little life and gets a little resilient blocker. So we're going to see a clone come down for Andy's side, along with maybe a tapped Hallowed Fountain. It's interesting to see whether or not what Andy's play is late game, because obviously he has 3 copies of Thundermaw Hellkite, which can help him win. He doesn't have the inevitability, though, with Harvest Pyre, which is a card that we've seen Jerry T kind of play a lot in this version. So he can't win with like Thought-Scour, Harvest Pyre, and Boros Reckoner. He's basically going to try to rely on that Thundermaw Hellkite to do a lot of pressure.
Adam Jansen's list is 1 card different than his PTQ winning list from last weekend. He appears to have removed one of his 2 Rakdos key runes to have added in a second Liliana.
Liliana would be pretty reasonable in this matchup. Although, again, he's going to have to try to get... The Planeswalkers are really... Planeswalkers, Rakdos Recurrent, those are the cards that are just devastating in this matchup. Wow. So it looks like it's a Putrefy on the clone.
I think we're going to see a second removal spell.
And there we go. So 2 removal spells to deal with the clone Thragtusk, dropping Andy down to, I believe, 12 now. So, Andy drew a Geist-Sustained Trap. Not ideal right now. He does have a Turn and Burn to deal with that Thragtusk, though.
An awesome use. I would spend 5 mana to make sure Thragtusk doesn't do anything besides die.
It's not bad. Still has to contend with Jansen. Jansen does have a Beast token to play and a Kessig Wolf run, so he
that can be 7 damage.
7 damage, yeah, which is pretty big right now. He has no card. I think he has only 1 card in his hand, so he might go all in on the looks like that is exactly what we're going to see here.
Oh wow, leading 1 mana back. Tragic Slip. No, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe Deathrite Shaman here? No,
Duress.
Duress. Okay, interesting. So Duress takes Boros Charm, pass turn back. So Andy's not in the worst shape because he has cards like Sphinx of Revelation that he can top deck. Actually, I apologize. He does not have Sphinx of Revelation in his deck.
Okay, so he's at 5 life versus a Kessig Wolf run with this Geist of St. Traft and whatever is in his hand that we have not seen him draw. What is that card he has drawn? Better be a good one.
Ral Zarek would have been pretty awesome right there. But we have Geist come down. Does he have an answer for the Wolf run here? Doesn't have Azorius Charm. He has 3 copies of Searing Spear in his deck. After board, he has War Leader's Helix, which won't really affect. He has.
Oh wow! And it blocks all in, says Adam. And
so
okay. So he's still alive.
4 tramples over.
Maybe the life totals were incorrect a second ago, and so let's find out.
I think he might be at 1. Is it possible he's at 1? So yeah,
Syncopate.
Just lands. So Andy loses to Adam Jansen, who moves on to 6-0 right now with his Jund deck, which he's been having a lot of success with lately.
And the thing about Adam Jansen, for people that are really old school Chicago players, he was on the first major team that existed in Magic, which was the Crew. Bob Maher was a part of that team, and a number of other people were a part of that team. But one of the things, he's been known for Midwest players as a rogue deck builder for many, many, many years. And for him to play Jund, he hasn't stopped playing rogue decks. Adam was always one of those guys that he didn't play rogue to play rogue, he played rogue to win. So if a rogue deck builder picks up Jund and like sticks with Jund, it's basically because he's convinced it's the way to go.
Yeah, and you know, there's a lot of players like you know, Brian Kibler, Conley Woods. A lot of those guys, they're kind of known for playing rogue decks, so to speak.
Yeah.
And if they're playing